my dear Cancer. This is a love reading, a prediction for the month of August with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. If you want to watch the channel's readings in advance and ads free, you can become an extended member to the channel. I'm also doing spiritual growth readings for all the members to the channel every week and personal readings for the full members. Subscribe and then check out the different levels through the join button or follow the link in the description box to learn more about membership. This will be a love reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So when I tell you that this side is you, it might as well be the person or the situation you are dealing with. And I usually read for the empath side of the story within this dynamic, but also remember that the other person holds up a mirror of your shadow. So use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this reading for you. I can also recommend that you watch the previous love reading for July because that's the energy right now, and this will be the prediction for August. And even if you have seen it before, it's good to freshen up the memory, because when you see it and when it's actually happening, it's a little bit more thrilling than seeing it in advance. But if you see it in advance, you are forewarned of what's going to happen. So I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Golden Universal Tarot with Roberto De Angelis. So when I open your deck here, I see the Lovers together with the Hermit in the reversed. So it's someone that has turned away from this love connection and don't want to be in it anymore. Okay. The Hermit is Virgo energy, so it's someone that might be judging you a little bit and wanting to protect themselves. Okay. So I call the Divine with Love and Light, and here we have the Wheel of Fortune together with the 9, the Hermit. So even if we have turned away from the relationship, we are not able to turn away from the karma that we might try to avoid by avoiding the relationship. So it seems like the person that's stepping out of the relationship instead is going to have to face their certain patterns on their own. To see why they are creating a certain pattern over and over again in their life. So this might be you, or this might be the other person. So I called the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and with the 2 of Wands and the Hermit in the reverse, this person doesn't want to do that. They want to try to choose the easy road and not have to develop as a person or look inside themselves for answers or see why certain things are hurting. Why am I creating this in my life over and over? They just want to find like a better option, it seems. So I call the 6 elements, and here we have the 8 of Swords together with the Hermit. So this person is making a prison for themselves, which they are the only one that can free themselves by changing their mind, changing their thoughts. These thoughts are usually put there not by yourself, but either by your conditioning, your upbringing. It can also be by experience that we have learned certain things, like a burnt child is shying away from the fire. But we can see that they have the light turn towards this 8 of Swords. So in the end, the 8 is also connected to karma. So in the end, this person is going to have to face these thought patterns, how they are projecting certain dramatic issues onto another person, or how if their values, their moral values and their thought patterns are actually healthy enough to create a good world for them, or a good situation for them. So in other case, they will be stuck. In other case, they will not be able to move forward like they wanted with the 2 of Wands that we saw. So they're going to be in a trap of their own making, basically. Okay. So, 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Cancer viewers. So, I want my dear Cancer to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay. So I will just tune in for a few seconds here to you, the person most on your mind and your relationship in August. So this is the new bottom, new bottom of the deck, and it's a 6 of coins. So it shows that what this hermit needs to learn outside the relationship. They could as well learn it inside the relationship, but then we need to step down from our high horses and decide that we want to. It's like this, if you think it like this, we want to be the person, like we rather have lived our life being the person that gave the most to a situation than rather than have lived a life being the person that gave the least. I think this will make us calmer as we face the ending of this lifetime. And it's kind of a solution or an advice for this situation. But it's also about not over-functioning and becoming codependent, because if we always help other people out, they might become like children, unable to take care of themselves. So let's say, for example, that you have a person that have depression and anxiety. If you're always there to support them, they might learn to become very dependent on you and never... like it's comfortable, so they won't grow out of it. They will rather regress back into even more depression. Or if you have a person that's have anger issues, if you try to please them and be really nice when they are angry, they are usually becoming more and more angry, so that they will squeeze this behavior out of you. So you want to watch out. You want to have the balance, but even so, I still think that the person that gave the most is the person that will feel the happiest when it comes to accomplishments. Okay, so and here we have the old bottom of the deck, and we can see that the relationship wasn't balanced. And I actually think that the person that didn't invest themselves and skipped out might be the person that have the most problems, and they are also the one contributing to the relationship being most lopsided. So it can have different reasons, as I said. It can be a person being overdramatic, escapist, self-sabotaging, different patterns. So this is what's on your mind with the person most on your mind. This is the situation with said person. This is what's on their mind with you. And this is your feelings for them, the bond between you two, their feelings for you, and your behaviors and attitudes, the outcome for August for your relationship, and this is their behaviors and attitudes. So we start with the situation, and we have a 2 of swords, and I'm actually feeling the Cancer energy here. It's Libra, this 2 of swords, but with the moon and the waters and just the general energy. I'm thinking you're waiting for the other penny to drop with, or the penny to drop with the person that you are dealing with. So you rather don't meddle, or you don't step into the situation. You try to be diplomatic, keep yourself out of there. You try to not take their behavior personally. If they're doing something dramatic and self-destructive or destructive towards the relationship, you don't want to be affected, but you don't want to argue with them either, or you don't want to like write on their nose how they should behave. So you're taking a rather diplomatic approach. It's probably some kind of silent treatment also going on in the relationship. But what I'm feeling is that it's coming from this side and you are more diplomatic with it. You're trying to not sink to like a really low level. Okay, so this is what's on your mind, with the person most on your mind. And we have a 3 of Wands here. So 3 of Wands is saying that you have noticed that they are not communicating with you. But with this 3 of Wands in the reversed, it also adds to this that you don't bother too much with communicating with them either. So because you want them to grow, you don't want them to be there and like mother them or smother them. You rather want them to figure this out on their own. So you have noticed that they turned their back towards you, and you kind of turn your back towards them as well. But it's not really your choice. It's more that is the consequences of the other person's actions, and you don't want to get involved in the drama. Okay, so this is what's there on their mind with you. And we have the Hangman. So here I'm feeling a little bit more like sadness, because the person is probably used to you coming after them and, you know, trying to fix the situation, and here they're waiting and you aren't coming. And I'm becoming a little bit sad actually. So I think they're a little bit sad and wondering what has happened. Don't you love them anymore? So let's say that this person feels like you have had the best relationship ever. They felt really loved by you, and you were always seeing them and, you know, watching out for them, having their back, and maybe helping them out with their own like temper or dramatic feelings or in like pain inside. And then you don't. Like the last time they become dramatic, you just ignore them. Maybe they were using some kind of silent treatment to make you see also after that how much that pained them. We have 12 here. 1 + 2 is 3. So these cards are connected. So I think they did something dramatic. You didn't really want to like meddle. You felt like, this time this person can figure this out on their own. But then the person probably opted with silent treatment, but you didn't take any step towards fixing the relationship in that stage either. If they want to move on with silent treatment, that's their choice, basically. It's what I'm seeing with you. Here is the bond between you two. So we can see that there's really love here. The person feels like they were in a best relationship ever, and you might not have felt that, but I think you did your best to make the other person feel comfortable and loved. So there's a lot of love here. It's a lot of sweet feelings, but might have been clouded with either both of your dramatic feelings. We can have issues from past life and childhood just coming up like mushrooms from the earth in a relationship and showing its face, like needing the attention. And what's needed then, it's healing. And it's like when a child has fallen and scraped its knee, it's going to, cry, and you need to give it attention. So, and that is mainly your own job. It's not supposed to be the partner's job, really. The partner's job is maybe to mirror you and make you see your pattern. So let's say that this person becomes really upset in a situation that is not particularly upsetting, and they are kind of trying to fish for an argument. And if that person in that situation would see that and see, okay, so what is it that makes me want to argue with this person? One thing I'm seeing right here, right now, it can go for both Cancer and this other person, is, for example, we want to see if the other person is good. So if they do they, for example, laugh in the wrong time in the movie, when someone did something horrific towards another person, and they laugh, you might become angry with them and say, why did you laugh at this point? It was not really funny. The other person hurt themselves. And they say, but for me it was funny, okay? Don't make a big deal out of it. And you are still saying, but I'm questioning your moral here because you're laughing in this position where you shouldn't really be laughing because it's awful, it's hurtful towards other people. So here you're this person that's starting the argument is really worried that the other person isn't a good person, that they are not kind, that they are not good inside, and they want the other person to basically say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have laughed there. It was like a spur of the moment, but of course I understand that you shouldn't do this towards other people. But the person that started the argument needs to look inside. Why do I think that my partner is the enemy? What is it in our relationship, inside of me, in my memories, in my childhood, that makes me believe that my partner is the enemy? And I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop with them. And anytime they're going to show their ugly face, and there, I thought I saw it. These can be a myriad of different situations. This is just one example, how we these mushrooms comes up to the air or out from the ground in a relationship and needs to be dealt with. We need to ask ourselves, okay, so do I think my partner is evil? Yes. Why do I think my partner is evil? Well, they're like a nice person overall, but in some situations can be very cold. And I wonder, can they be that cold towards me as well? And, laugh when I fall. And then it might be a more valid discussion that I have wondered about this. It's not that you are supposed to interrogate your partner. Sometimes you just need to get over yourself and trust the person. But and it's not their job to make you feel safe. If you don't feel safe with them, you might need to choose another partner. But sometimes it can be necessary to have a discussion and to ask about the other person's viewpoint, and really listening to them and not make them into being you. So if they say, well, if you did this stupid shit, I would leave you in it. I would leave you in a heartbeat. And then they probably mean that. And you need to take it as they say it, and decide if this is something you want to sign off on or not. So it can be abandonment issues or other issues in the bottom of this, whatever drama is going on here with both people kind of sulking a little bit. Okay. So this is your feelings for this person. And we can see the Knight of Cups, which was what I felt in the foundation of your love, that you're offering a lot of love to the situation. You're trying to make the other person feel nice. Knight of Cups can be a little bit dramatic themselves, but it's a person that's trying to make amends, trying to make the other person feel good, trying to it's easy for this person to apologize, for example, even if it's not their fault. They say, oh, I'm sorry that you felt this way. I'm going to try to remember that and change my ways. It's not hard for this person. But they can turn around and become really needy themselves, because if we give this much, we want something in return as well. And this is the other person, and we can see the Seven of Cups here. So I definitely feel that this person has this block in their emotional life, and that's why they need to go this full lap with the Hermit that we saw in the beginning when I shuffled the cards, because they don't know their own emotions. So it's like two glasses. If you see two glasses, maybe champagne glasses in front of you, and it's like a little pipe between these two glasses, they are connected. So if one person just presses down their own emotion because they are scared of them and they feel pain having this emotion, it will spray up in the other person. So I'm thinking this person has displayed a lot of drama. This is typical for drama and projection. They have tried to display this drama and projection onto you, and because they don't want to feel it themselves. And that's why you have become a little bit tired of this situation, because you would probably want a more mutual back and forth relationship than you having to do all the emotional work. The other person might do other work in the relationship. For example, I don't know, cooking food, or vacuum cleaning, or cleaning up the kids, or whatever, doing the homework with the kids. So they might be doing other things. That's the emotional work in the relationship, like giving love in different ways. but you want them to be able to have like a real heart, or a heart opening of sorts. And it's so, with the Hermit card, it's Hermit and the Hangman here. It's Major Arcana card, so it's the divine that rules. And it shows that the divine wants this for this person as well as you want it, their heart to open, and for them to figure out their own feelings and deal with them, instead of displaying them onto you, or running away from them, or trying to put them on your lap and like saying, oh, you're so dramatic, or I'm so angry with you, you need to fix this situation. So whatever they are doing, it's not really helping in their personal growth, with them projecting their issues onto you. And I want to take a clarification from the Brutally Honest to see with the Seven of Cups, because there's other warning signals too, and I just want to see. Yeah, I wanted to aim for something better for myself. Sometimes when a person ends up in this kind of displaying their own pain onto others, they might kind of decide that you are the problem. You are the dramatic one. You are the one with like a relation. Your emotions going upside down like this, causing waves in the relationship, or that you are the one that's angry, or you are the one causing them to feel this way. So they want to aim for something other for themselves, where they don't have to be in this dramatic display all the time, or conflict, or whatever it is that they're feeling inside. But with the cards that we saw in the beginning, Hermit facing the Wheel of Fortune, if they really decide for this, they're actually going to see that it's them. Wherever they go, they carry around this pattern. So it didn't have to do with you. It actually have to do with them. You have your own problems, but this person is trying to display their problems and say that it's your fault, and if they just meet someone else, it would be great. So they can be saying like this, you never did do this for me or that for me, so maybe I need to go and find someone else. It can be like this. It can also be more serious. It's different degrees in hell, so it can be actually a person seeking outside the relationship for comfort, and to see, they want to know that this is not their problem, it's your problem, and if they change partner, they won't have this problem. I will never stop loving you is again what we saw in the beginning, that the person will see that another relationship won't solve their problem. They will have the same situation in relationship after relationship and feel that it's the partner's fault, and but in the end they will see that this is not the case, and it seems like the love that they have for you will still be there after they have gone this lap around and trying to replace you. It doesn't mean like they necessarily going to replace you in a relationship, but they might go tittle-tattling with the friends and relatives and co-workers and saying, oh, my wife or my husband, they are so difficult, my partner here, they're so difficult, they're doing this and this and this to me, and bitch a lot about that. But in the end, maybe people will help them also to see what is going on, that, well, I can see you are doing that to me as well, so I can understand your partner. Because often we can't see our own shadow, like the shit we are doing, but other people can see it. So I had a friend coming to me and saying, I don't know what's going on with my other friend, because we had booked something that we wanted to do, but then when I called them, they were at the gym and not at all ready to see me, even though we decided an appointment. And this is not the first time. This person has been doing this a lot lately. And I said, well, you tend to have a pattern of booking things and not showing up. So I think this person is a little bit tired of this behavior. So I think you need to step up your game in this relationship if you want to keep your friend. That is typical. And you have these patterns, I have these patterns, the other person have these patterns. It's things that we don't see. We do stupid things and we don't see that we are doing them. But sometimes we need to go to another person and ask, and they will say, well, you are doing the same thing towards me at many occasions. So So it's different degrees in health. For some, it will be that they're just blaming you. For others, it will be that they're actually trying to find like greener grass on the other side here. Okay. So this is your behaviors and attitudes, and 9 of Cups. I'm really happy with that because it's a 9, it's connected to the Hermit. So it shows that if this person goes on a hermit walkabout, you can take care of yourself. You don't become like a wet puddle of water of just tears. But the 10 of Cups can't come twice. So I'm thinking you're steadfast, sorry, in your love towards this person as well. So you're just waiting for them to bite their own tail and run around a couple of times and then figure out themselves. So you don't seem too dramatic in this situation. It seems like, I hope they will figure it out soon. And you see them running around like this. And this is their behaviors and attitudes. And we have the Temperance card in the reverse, which is very typical for a person that doesn't want to see their own shadow. They kind of blame the other person that I'm perfectly good. The other person have so much problems and issues. So I don't know what to do with them. So they don't want to compromise. They don't want to see their own thing. But it's also because they can't. But again, Major Arcana card. So this person is going to be faced with their issue. It can be simple things, as they do some stupid thing towards you and then they slip walking to their car. So just the divine is like, hello, look at yourself. But it can also be like more time invested, where they develop a relationship with someone and the same pattern will emerge. And maybe that person will be able to explain to this person a little bit better exactly what they think they are doing. So they will get some type of epiphany. But here we can see they are definitely not working together with you, but it's very typical for the kind of energy that we have here. They just feel sorry for themselves and they think that you should fix this. And if you don't, they are kind of threatening to find someone else or to stop loving you. So it's very childish, of course. This is the outcome for August. So we have an Ace of Cups here. And it actually comes from this side. So it might not take too long for this person to figure out that they were wrong. So that's at least a hope. From a divine perspective, because they are putting a lot of pressure onto this person, not letting them have success in the way that they are choosing to live their life. So it might be that they are coming back with an apology, and maybe that's also why the divine is protecting you from feeling too much pain or hurt in this situation. You're just watching them like a parent would watch their child going out playing on the yard for themselves for the first time. So it's like, I watch them from the window here, see, so they don't hurt themselves, but I won't meddle too much. So it feels like you are protected a little bit from having too much pain here. Another card for this side. I don't think I ever truly knew you. This person doesn't know themselves. And they can't know you because they project a lot of stuff towards you. They can describe you, you are like this, you are like that. You would probably not recognize yourself particularly much, because a person that projects a lot of stuff, they don't see you. They see their mother, or they see their the sibling that always pestered them when they were growing up, or they see maybe authority, police, or authority, like the country's authority in you, that you are the one that always dictate what they should do. So it can be a lot of things like that. So they don't know who you are, because they have painted a picture of you that is from their projection and not from who you truly are. And this is often very typical for many people do this. For example, the person I was talking about that was fearful that the other person was evil, they might have dealt with a lot of evil people, and now they wanted to be sure that their partner wasn't evil. So they are scared that it will turn out that this person is evil and I don't ever truly knew them. So it's very scary. So therefore we accuse the person of being evil, even though they're just like normal. And it's from our fear, and usually what we fear we create. So when we have pestered a person enough with like, you are evil, you are this, you are that, they might turn out to be in that way because they stop caring about you and they say, to hell with you, I don't care about you anymore, you have pestered my life enough, bye bye. And then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our fear usually works in that way. And here are you, I'm scared of you. Yeah, I'm thinking that it might be Cancer having this pattern with like thinking the other person is evil. There, okay, so that's why I took this example. I think the other person has more severe projections. Okay. Love is too dangerous. I don't really see that with you, but I see another thing that's related to this, because I think this is your pattern. This is why you try to be so nice. If you think of, there's a song called Heathens. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Okay. And we tiptoe around these people, trying to play nice with them. Even if they are very aggressive, we just do nice things. Come with like a nice cup of tea. Here you have a biscuit. Cool down, be nice. Really, we are walking like it's we're walking on eggshells, and it's like a explosion will happen at any time. So I'm actually thinking you are the person that have lived under circumstances, maybe in your past life, but most likely it has also repeated in this life, where like a little thing could set off the other person. A little thing could make them blow their fuses. Maybe that is why you are also so cool. You're so used to this kind of behavior. You're so used to being abandoned. You're so used to people blaming you. You're so used to like things not going your way. So even in the midst of this person acting kind of shitty towards you, you are cool and you are nice. Maybe a little bit too nice. As I said with the 6 of coins, you don't want to over-function and make the other person don't function at all. I think you always feel like you did your best in relationships because you give so much. And that is like a safe spot to be in, because then we can feel, well, at least I did my best. But maybe that your best wasn't what was needed in this situation. Maybe more tough love is needed. We'll see the outcome for this relationship with the divine things. Soulmate, yes, this is your soulmate. Congratulations, Cancer. But it's a little bit what I'm seeing with, because 10 of Cups, it's not a one-way street. 10 of Cups is love that's mutual. It's just that this person can't feel their love, because the part of them that feels love is probably buried somewhere, because they are very scared of this side to them. And they might also blame you. I think you have a little bit dramatic tendencies, but they are small. I think this person has bigger dramatic tendencies that they don't want to own. I think you try to own your dramatic tendencies, but maybe this person doesn't really want to own their drama. Okay. So, advice card. Chaos and conflict for you and for this other person. I actually feel like it's this card. Between worlds. Never-ending story. Yeah. If you want to read this card, it has come for some other sign. You can look at the first picture on the reading, and you can see that it's there, and record to the end, and you will see the never-ending story there. I rather feel I want to go with this here. It feels like home, okay, in this reading. 33. 36. Chaos and conflict. So this is your advice. Misery, being at cross purpose with another, the tension of opposite, the value of chaos before order. Opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. And you're really unmoored by it because you're so used to walking on the edge of danger with, maybe you've grown up in a narcissistic family or with people that have even psychopathic or sociopathic tendencies. So you might be really cool in these environments. Okay. Opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. And here I'm feeling that now this love that you feel here, it's not only because of fear, it's actually because you have grown. And you don't need to, run around and tend to these people anymore. We saw that with the Two of Swords, that you would want them to communicate with you and act sane, but they don't, and you accept it. So accepting is a very high form of love as well. And it's also very loving towards yourself, because you're not driving yourself crazy or up the wall or into despair or anxiety. You're keeping it cool here. I really like this. So reinventing yourself anew is basically you start to live and let live a little bit more. If this person wants to be dramatic and hate you, it's kind of up to them. You are still here with the love and the coolness that's yours, okay? If they would reconsider in any way. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. So you need to realize that your own underlying fear that this person is evil is also what maybe makes them display these kind of qualities, because they will feel that you are not expecting them to act good. You're expecting them to crash and burn, destroy things, do the worst thing ever, not be loyal to you, so on and so forth. So they feel like a hound dog being with you. And that makes them, if you had really high expectations on them for real, not just like to their face, but for real, like you felt in your heart that they are going to be good, they are going to be nice, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they probably would rise to the occasion. But since you feel that this person will stumble and fall, I will have to pick up the pieces, they are a screw up, they will always screw up, this is what you mirror towards the other person, and this is what they are going to do. I had a person in my life, I was a little bit scared of people breaking things. Not because I got really upset when they broke things, but because I had to make them feel good about it. Because I didn't want them to feel ashamed breaking a lot of things. This came from my childhood, having a person that was very intense and breaking a lot of things. And I always smoothed it over for them and fixed what was broken, because this person felt so guilty when they were breaking these things. So I saw in my early years of dating with people that I actually created this kind of behavior with them. They started to break things to left and to right, because I was always, take it really cool here. It's very narrow. If you want to go through this gate with this big machine, you need to take it really careful. Because I didn't want to, remake the fence and do all the things again, or repaint the tractor or whatever. So, and this person became really nervous and started to break things. So this was how I created things. Projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purpose with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. Stubbornness can keep us in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what's really important to you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way to the stormy emotions to higher ground? So, for example, let's say that this person got really angry and upset. They such a drama queen, and they smacked you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way to the stormy emotion to higher ground? So it's like, I love this person, but I refuse to be together with someone that smacks me around. So the relationship is over. It can be as simple as that. And we need to face certain things, even if we don't want to accept it. I'm not saying that this is the case, but again, different degrees in hell. So I need to give you different advices, and you know which one is for you. Soon the air will clear and you will be in a much better place than before. For example, you feel like, I left this relationship. I love this person. I want what's best for them, but I'm not going to stay. And I feel really like intense inside of myself. I feel like I'm more alive because I protected myself. I took care of myself. I did the right thing. I didn't compromise or ended up in a codependent situation where I sell myself off short or kind of compromised just to be loved. You will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. So you need to accept that there's conflict. You can't make this person nice again. And the only when you really need to be nice to is to yourself, so you can remain this beautiful and this cool, but actually use it to heal this. Because when you decide to follow your own moral values, you won't stick around with heathens anymore. So eventually you will heal this and you will not need this preparation anymore. Okay. So number 3, between worlds. 2, 3. So this person has been in this landscape of projection, but the divine is telling us that they will come to a place of enlightenment where they will learn to see much more of their patterns, particularly if you are displaying a little bit tough love, like I love you, but I can't accept this. Transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another, temporary blindness, no man's land. Between the worlds, it's a good landscape for the hermit also. Between the worlds is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. This is a time when you are unable to see what is ahead. Cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You are done learning the lessons of recent experience. In this place between what was and what will be is a state of making and unmaking and making again. What is essential now is to admit not knowing. There's a great freedom and power to be unleashed. A mystery that is not yours to understand weaves the web of your life within a divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, desires, and decisions. This is very lucky for this person, that the divine has taken over the steering wheel a little bit, because since this person is walking in this fog, they can't really see where they're going, and the divine doesn't let them go astray. So that's kind of blessed. Even if they will feel like they are prevented to move forward and they are stuck in a prison, it's really divine guidance for them to not mess things up even more. The seeds that were planted in the past begin to take root, but what surface will probably not be what you expected. When you are between the worlds, you are invited to see, with the curious eyes of a child glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so and you will not be disappointed. I'm actually thinking that you have talked to this person over and over again, and maybe in your absence with them going on this hermit walkabout, they will start to see things your way. Like certain thoughts will linger in their head and weave a web of understanding with this person. This is a time to explore the new energy between you and another. It's not a moment for certainty. You can't get certainty out of this. Rather for discovery and curiosity. You don't yet know if this will last forever, so allow yourself to explore who you are and what is reflected back to you. This relationship is meant to educate you about yourself. What do you need? What do you like or dislike? What values are important to you? You're in a critical phase of your relationship that is not to be dismissed or hurried. So it's a really learning moment for this person, but it's a very insecure moment as well, so we don't know where they will end up in. If they protest towards what the divine is wanting to show them, they will be stuck for a prolonged period of time, and then they are kind of no use for you. Because you are growing here and you are growing rapidly. So if they don't come back soon, it's probably no use waiting for them, because then they might have gotten stuck. And only them can unstuck themselves by seeing the things that they need to see to clear their own mind and to see things in a more true light. You are not supposed to be tormented in this situation, so don't torment yourself. Try to trust the divine. Either this person will be yours, they will do this development that's asked of them, and they will come back a better person, or they won't, because they will be stuck in their own rigidity and stubbornness. And then you need to focus on this with self-love, self-healing, and keep yourself not sinking down to, I knew it, I'm always abandoned, it's always like this. Don't sink into that swamp. Try to think more that rejection is God's protection. And if this person doesn't put their best foot forward, then it's the divine protecting you. Okay, I will show you the reading from above. I would urge you to watch your reading, Their True Thoughts and Feelings, in their True Thoughts and Feelings playlist. That will probably tell you more about this story, or the reading, What Do They Want to Happen Between You for Your Sign. I can also recommend that you rewatch the previous love reading for July, because that's the energy right now, and this will be the prediction for August, so it's easier for you probably to recognize yourself in the July reading. Okay, so I hope this helped. I want you to stay blessed and take really good care. And until next time, bye-bye.